Hello, welcome to my channel, Lady D Psychic. This will be my video on Prince William, Catherine, and their children and what's coming up for them. So, in my other videos that I've done with King Charles, I'm used to calling him Prince Charles. I know he's king. Anyways, he one thing I forgot to mention, I mentioned briefly in his video, there's going to be a probably big change, and I feel like the beginning of or the starting where people are really going to turn on Charles when we're coming into September, where we're going to have a Venus and Mercury retrograde, and it's going to be in the sign of Scorpio, and Charles is a Scorpio. He will have Mercury right over his sun. And Blake Lively, from memory, she had that when it started to be backlash to the public with her, and sort of with that the movie and the court case started coming up with that. So with Charles, it's going to have the same kind of transit. So it's going to be communication going very wrong. It could be an uncovering of secrets. Plus, we're going to have Venus also in Scorpio, which starting its retrograde, it will be in his fourth house. And it is going to meet up with his natal Venus as well. So I do feel like there's going to be an uncover of truth or uncovering with relationships, or there's going to be issues with relationships and the family, because it is going to be in the fourth house, which covers family and the home and family. So I feel like there's going to be some big scandals, or there's going to be some big things that are happening around September for the royal family, especially with Charles. So we'll then move on to William. So I feel like it's more happening this year than next year, but I could be wrong. But either way, I feel like coming up soon that we are going to be coming up where William will be coming into power, being the King of England. I do feel like it's going to be this year, but it could be next year. Sometimes timing can be a bit off. But you can also see in his chart that there is an inheritance coming up too. So we'll go and look at the charts. We're also going to look briefly at the kids' charts because I feel like that there was that prophecy that was coming up about Nostradamus, where people were putting it towards Harry and William about the brothers being which one would be king. I kind of feel like that may be more to do with William's boys, because just when you look at the chart of Louis, when I show you, is a chart of a king or someone that's going to be very, very important. So we'll start off with William, we'll go into Kate, and then we'll go into briefly with the children. If you want me to explore the charts of the children more, please let me know. I'll do a separate video with them. I'll go in more detail, simply because this video otherwise will be very, very long. So let's begin now. So we'll share the screen and we'll start looking at William's chart and also go into what I get intuitively as well, what's happening with them too. So let's begin. All right, so Prince William, he is a ascending Sagittarius. We can see that with him, he does come across, especially when he was younger, he's come across being very quiet, Prince Charming. Now, me personally, with the beard, kind of loses that look. Personally, I kind of feel I do prefer clean shaven over the facial hair, but that's just me. But anyway, there's also a usefulness there with him too that you get with that ascending Sagittarius. That also the appearance of him wanting to have fun. And like very charismatic as well with that. He's actually a sun sign in Cancer. He's actually also got moon in Cancer too. And he's got Mercury in Gemini, Venus in Taurus, Mars in Libra. So having a Cancer, he would be someone that would hide his emotions, and you do get that from him. You kind of feel like he's not someone who's going to sit there and talk overly about what he's feeling. And you can see that he does hold some stuff in. He does have a youthfulness about him, and that would be with the ascending Sagittarius and also having that Mercury in Gemini. He would know how to talk to just about everyone in the room, and he'd know how to relate to everybody too. Having that Mercury in Gemini, because Mercury is how you think and how you speak. He'd be very good at networking. He would be like someone that would just feel like he knows you or that you could get along with. He's able to come down on people's level, despite him sort of holding back when it comes to his feelings. He'd also be a nurturer. He'd be a family. There's part of him that's also like a family homemaker, also having the sun and the moon in Cancer. Also, because the moon's in Cancer, he's sort of hiding back. He'd very much be hiding back certain emotions too. And Diana was a Cancerian, so he does see his mum as a Cancerian because he's moon's in Cancer, but he sees his dad also in the sign of Cancer. They're in the seventh house, so there'd be, I guess, they're married. He would see them as something to do with the marriage, and we can kind of see that because it all played out. Everywhere knew about their relationship and how it ended and what happened. But it shows that in William's chart. His life lesson is also about relationships, especially through the marriage house too, and it's about family. It's about being like what he deems as safety or how he feels secure, because that is in Cancer too. Now, down here in the fifth house, I did go more in depth in a video I did years ago in these charts too. So I'll do more what's standing out to me, and then we'll go forward. So if you want to go more detail, go back into that video I made years ago as well. So this fifth house is all about relationships, where we've got Chiron, Venus, and Mercury. So he's good with talking with people, especially in relationships. He'd know how to make you feel important, Prince William. Also, too, when it comes to money and relationships, it's like his wound because it's mixed with Chiron. Chiron's a planet of pain. I've said this before in other videos, but Harry, him, and Charles all have this Chiron in the fifth house. So with all of them, I mean, William has more positive planets here, so for him it's a bit better. But there's part of him that wouldn't be happy in the relationship that would he'd be in, because he hides it and he hides the emotions. He also got the DC in Gemini, so he does need to be in a relationship that's sort of has fun, where there is having to be a social aspect with relationships. I guess for him and Catherine, they have to go out, turn it on. So that's also part of the DC, and about networking as well. And forming partnerships is a thing with him, which he has to do in his role. But he has this wound about money in relationships, or money and love, basically. And I guess that would be part of with his mum passing. It'd be part of the relationships with his dad, with Camilla, as well as with Catherine, and potentially his children too. I dare say he'd be very good at communicating with his children, having Mercury also in the fifth house and also on the side of the house that it's in as well. Now, when I'm looking at these planets, these ones do not change. That's the natal planets. The planets on the outside are the ones that change, just to be mindful. He's actually very intuitive as well, with having all these planets in the ninth house. Very smart. He'd be quite smart too. Probably didn't like school as a child. He wouldn't have so much as an anger issue. His Mars is in Libra. That's quite a placid person, calm temperament. But if something's not fair or justice hasn't been served, then he is going to get angry. His MC's in Scorpio, which can be about having power. It can also be about like sort of researching things, digging deep, finding out information. Can also be a part of MC in Scorpio. And it, depending on what you do in your life, for some people, it also could be about like a medium or psychic. Could also be having an MC in Scorpio, or psychologist as well. But in this case, it's about, with him, I dare say it's about power, because he's going to be the next king. And also too, we've got in the second house, as part of it, it is ruled by Aquarius, about people, communities as well. Now, why I say he's coming in to power, also with friends, he likes people who are a bit quirky, a bit different when it comes to his friends, and unexpected things happens with his friends too. Now, as a transit, he has Jupiter, which is currently in the seventh house. So he's actually getting along with Kate better and other partnerships. When we get to September this year, it is going to move into the eighth house. Now, the eighth house can be about it's money from other people, but it can also be inheritance, or if you're everyday person, that can mean money. Now, I'm not saying that King Charles is going to die. I mean, he could. He's a Scorpio. We don't like it's really hard to predict, especially when you're dealing with Scorpios, because they are ruled by the underworld. but I kind of feel like he may more advocate. You know what I mean. Now, he's going to have Jupiter in his house until August 2028. So it may be in this time frame. I kind of feel like it's going to be quite soon. And after that, it will then go into the ninth house in 2028. And that's more about traveling and learning. And then we've got the career. But I feel like it's going to be a big change up with Jupiter coming into this eighth house. He's not actually born with anything in his house, which is a bit surprising as well. Now, he's also got here Chiron as a transit, Saturn and Neptune in his third house. Third house is about the siblings, and it's also about communication too, but we're going to leave it as siblings. Now, the Chiron's coming to the end, but this is sort of why the last, say, 10 years-ish, there's been issues with Harry. There's going to be more to come up because we've got Saturn in this house and still got about a year and a half, or maybe more than a year and a half to go with Saturn being in his third house. Neptune is dissolving their relationship as well. So we've got there's a bit more to go with that for them to reconcile and be completely sort of friends again. And we've also got Uranus as a transit in his fifth house. This is unexpected, unusual things happening in relationships and also children. He's got about another 4 years of that being there, which is just going to be some unexpected stuff happening there with that. It could be anything. With Uranus, anything can happen as well. We're all coming up with a positive transit this week on the 10th of June. For me, it's the 10th of June, which is a Venus and Jupiter conjunction. That's going to be luck with relationships or money as well. For everyone, that's this coming up this week. So that's why I say for his chart, also too, because he's a man, Venus in Taurus, part of him would like sort of bougie, nice things. Part of him does like that. But he likes women who are a bit tough, bit stubborn, has their values in order, likes nice things as well. So that's with the Venus in Taurus there. We will go to he's born with Jupiter tri the Sun. With him, things just work out. He's very lucky, and that aspect he doesn't have many squares, which is actually a very lucky thing to not have. He's also got, and you'll find that when he talks, he's able to talk very confidently and talking about the problems. So with the tries to Mars and to Saturn as well, with Mercury, which is quite positive too. So I'll also add my what I get intuitively as well, which I'll go to the bottom of the after I do all the charts. I will tell you what I've been getting downloaded as well. Let's look at Kate's chart now. And okay, so now we're at Kate's chart. She's a Capricorn. She's no nonsense lady. I always say with Capricorns. She's about getting things done, not complaining. Again, she wouldn't be overly emotional either. She has the moon in Cancer, so she would hide her emotions too. That also helps her blend in with William. She's got Mercury and Venus in Aquarius and Mars in Libra, like he does too. The Aquarian energy with her can make her seem a little bit cold, and mixing with the Capricorn energy too. She's an ascending Leo, so she can come across as someone with a big heart, loves family, charismatic as well, charming. But underneath that, and I feel like in the earlier years, you would see this on her face. And she's also got Chiron in the 10th house, so part of her wound is her career. Probably, and I feel like she doesn't get to do what she wants to do. But you saw earlier on, she had this look on her face like she didn't want to be there. I don't know if people noticed it. I did. You could just see that she was impatient. You could see that she wanted to go. She has learnt to sort of hide that more. And I feel like she's learned to do her job well. No, I will say that. And that would be part of the Capricorn that's in her. But with the Aquarius having Mercury, she thinks outside the box. She'd probably be very direct in how she communicates. And with the Venus also in Aquarius, she'd be quite a cool person. She might not be the most warm, warmest person to hug or to show affection. She'd be quite reserved and held back a little bit, just with all those aspects. More so even probably than me. And I can be very much, I'm not a hugger at all. So she has her DC is also in Aquarius, so she may detach in relationships as well. So behind closed doors, she might be very a little bit cold and detachable too, especially with DC, that's in Aquarius. And she may have sometimes found it hard to commit at sometimes as well. Now, her her moon is in her 11th house. She just get a bit emotional when it comes to her friends. Her mum is like her friend as well. She sees her mum as this Cancerian. She sees her dad as a Capricorn. She sees her dad as someone who's very hardworking. And that's in the so relationships is very important to her. She does have Neptune in the fifth house, so she can have rose-colored glasses when it comes to relationships. It also can mean that it dissolves. Now, William has in that fifth house the Venus and Mercury, and then the Sun, Moon, which helps keeping the relationships together. She has the Sun, which helps keeping the relationship together. It may even be that behind closed doors they're not together, but I feel like that they have to stay together. I feel like that they are locked in. He's not going to let, I don't feel like William is going to let what happened with his mum or the same kind of outcome happen with this. I feel like that they're kind of locked in, but I feel like behind closed doors, it may not be what we see on the outside when we see them out in public. And you do start to see them now doing things, a lot of things separately as well. When it comes to her home and family, she's born with Jupiter and Uranus, so unexpected. She's destined to have unexpected things happen within the home and family, and she's now made it to be the future Queen of England, or if you want to say Queen Consort. And she's also, lands on her feet. She loves her family. She has a lot of luck and good time with her family. When it comes to her siblings, she can be a bit argumentative with them. I dare say she just has. I don't feel like with these planets here in the third house here that she gets along awfully well with her siblings. I dare say there's clashes, there's problems. She may not even talk to all of them. Okay. Um, Also, too, I keep on getting. I know they've had three children, but I keep on getting four. And I said that in my other video I did years ago with her. So I don't know if there's been like a miscarriage or whether or not there's a pet that's she classifies as one of her children. But usually, when I get a number, usually it means something. We can't ask her, but that is something that I pick up with her. She has Uranus transiting this 10th house. As I said before, she's got Chiron. Her MC is in Taurus, so she's destined to have a career that is about money, I guess country or earth. It's also about stability and values, so we can see that she does fit into that role with that. It's also about the way she earns money is about through being perfection and nitpicky, which we can also see that as well. And we can see how she dressed for her role. She's always immaculate and detailed, and that is part of the MC that rules the Virgo that rules the second house here. But as a transit, she has Uranus going through the 10th house. This can be unexpected things happening in her career. So this could mean unexpectedly she gets moved into power as well. She may not enjoy I don't feel like she enjoys what she does. With that Chiron there, she hides it. And she's, like I said to her before, she's learned to hide it well. But her career is part of her wound. And I don't feel like she likes what she does. And I feel like that part of her being sick is also why we haven't seen her. Because like it's been an excuse where she hasn't been able to go out. But I feel like she's used a bit of an excuse there. Now, she's actually had some really good luck. She probably feels quite good at the moment. She's had Jupiter go over the moon and hit the node. Next year, around September next year, this Jupiter is going to go through her second house, which is a pay rise, and feel better about herself as well. That also rules self-worth with the second house. She has Pluto coming up here in the sixth house. The sixth house can also be about being of service, and she's born with Mercury and Venus conjunct, or they're very like a degree apart here, so they're very close together. She would think about money and relationships a lot. There'd be a lot playing on her mind. The sixth house is your health, but it also can be about being of service. So part of her being of service, there's some benefits here. She's someone that is meant to be about the people, work with communities. She hides her love too. So really not, this is really not a chart of someone who's warm and fuzzy. And with the Pluto going over, it's already kind of hit them. It's kind of retrograde. It's going to come back over. This can be a death. That can actually be a death because Pluto rules the underworld. It can be some sort of ending of communication and to do with a loved one or money. So there's something going to come up here where there's a loss with a loved one, either through death or through breakup or through someone leaving in some way, shape, or form. But also, it could also be about money as well. With this down, what's happening here in her chart, which I find pretty interesting. Now, also, as I said, this also rules health, and she's had Pluto go through here. So, yeah, I dare say she did actually have cancer. However, I don't feel like she actually had chemo. I feel like that she's done other treatments, and I kind of feel like she is better now, but I don't, and I'm not a doctor. I was going to say I'm not a doctor, but I don't feel like she actually had chemo. I feel like she did other therapies. And people out there, if you do your research, you'll find there are other therapies that you can do besides chemo and radiation. Plus, that she's a royal and they would have the best of treatments. And they aren't the best of treatments, just saying. However, I am not a doctor. So she, like William, has that Mars in Libra. So she likes men who are a bit fight for justice, sort of Prince Charming. Makes sense why she's with William. Do things for her as well. And again, what would make her angry if something's not fair? In an argument, she can get a little bit feisty, I feel. She's actually she's got square Venus and Jupiter. I really feel like on the inside, this relationship is very different than what you see on the outside. And it even could be that they're like friends as well. Sometimes she probably says the wrong things or puts a foot in it a little bit. Maybe she's too serious because she's got the square with Mercury and Jupiter. That's when the energies work against each other. Sometimes her life can be a bit problematic as well. She's got a lot more squares than William does, which is interesting, can be a bit of a setback. So that is her chart. What I will cover with her chart with the children is that Princess Charlotte will be like the Queen. She's a Taurus, just like the Queen was. And so is Louis. He is Taurus like the Queen. That's their sun sign. And then we have Prince George, who's a Cancer. He's a Cancer Capricorn. So it's a little bit like his mum. But I feel like we've got Princess Charlotte here who'll be getting along with both her brothers, or more Louis. When we get to George, he's not someone who gets along well with his siblings. So the third house, he has Neptune and Chiron in his third house. So there's a dissolve and there is like a pain here with the other two siblings. So I dare say that as you get older, you're going to see more of their personalities come out and you'll see that he won't get along with his brother and sister. Charlotte may be the peace maker with her Jupiter in that third house. Louis has nothing in the third house. And the reason why I say that with Charlotte, she'll be able to talk to people and she's like the queen. She does have Mercury and Venus in Gemini, just like her father has that as well. He has that Gemini Mercury. So she will be able to, and she'll have that fun about her. She'll want to be social and good at networking, good at working the public. She will be able to communicate with people, and will be loved and adored, I do feel. However, in her career, she's got that Chiron and Neptune in her 10th house. So part of her work could be about being of service. She also could be become quite spiritual herself, but she may not like Kate. She's got Chiron at 10th, so she may not like exactly what she does. When we go to also to at the moment, Princess Charlotte has Uranus over Mercury, so there's unexpected communication coming up with her. That is going to happen this year, probably. Something we don't know if we'll know about that or not, but for her, there's going to be unexpected communication coming up. She's got Jupiter in her second house. That's going to be there until about September. Then it's going to go into the third house. So she's going to be time to learn something new. It's about good communication with her as well. Relationships part of her life lesson. Interesting. She sees her dad as a friend. Her son's in the 11th house. Her dad is a friend. Now, I will go into show you the chart of Louis. If you want me to do more details in these charts of the children, if I did every one, it would be like an hour video almost. So let me know if you do want me to do a video on a deeper dive on the charts, and I'll do it in a separate video. The reason why I'm saying Louis is going to be, I feel possibly could be the next king, is I will show you his chart. Okay, so we got Louis' chart here. Let's see, so he's an ascending Cancer. He's going to come across as very nurturing. Someone maybe hides his emotions a little bit. He's also, Louis is a Taurus, so he can be quite stubborn. So he will be someone that will be very fond of money, like the luxuries, good food, good music, likes money. But yeah, come across as sort of hiding his emotions a little bit. He likes to keep everything very stable. And he would need very stable relationships and long lasting relationships too around him with DC in Capricorn. He has a moon in Leo. That's why we see the cheekiness come out on him. And, he'd again come out having a big heart, like the spotlight, like being the limelight with him with that Leo moon. Mercury in Aries. So he can be quite argumentative. He can be quite boisterous too with that Mercury in Aries. And his Mars is in Capricorn. So if you mess up his he needs to be organized, and you mess up his routine, he can get quite agitated. He's also got Uranus close to his sun, which can be unexpected things happen to his life, and it's in the 10th house. So for him, unexpected things are meant to happen to him to do with his work. And his career is going to be his everything. It's going to be very focused on his career. It's going to also be about communication with his career too. And his MC is in Aries, which is about being a leader and power too. He's lucky he's going through the Saturn, Chiron, Neptune now going through this house, because when he does, that time comes where he may step into this role. He won't have that there. Be better for him. That also, what's we got here? We've got Leo rules his second house. Again, about being in the spotlight, running the show. So this is why I say out of the three siblings, he's going to be the one that could end up being king. Either that, or he's going to be someone that's very, very important too. And also being in the 6th house, he's got planets here too that can be about health. He would have a temper. Having the Pluto and Mars conjunction here, that can be big temper. He'll have luck out of actually all the people who've done the royal family so far. His relationship will be the best. He won't be single for very long, and he probably will be the one who has the best relationships with Jupiter in the 5th house. Most positive one out of all the royal families. Even when I look at his siblings' charts, he will be the one who has the best relationship. I can say that. Also having the moon in the first, he looks like Kate. Maybe he can be a little bit like her as well. And part of the home and part of his emotions all ruled, part of his nodes, part of his life lesson as well. So that's something to also, again, there's an important life for this boy to lead. So that is why I feel like out of the three kids, he's going to be the one that could be that. George has his MC in Virgo, so he's about sort of perfectionist. I always said before, I'm not a doctor, but I've always felt when I see George, I kind of feel like there's a sickness or that not well, and I can see coming up in the future there will be transits that are going to can affect health with him. Other things that I've gotten here around them in sort of more intuitive things with them is I keep on getting that William's going to have to clean up the mess. I do feel like he'll have this embodiment of being sort of a real king. I do feel like that, I just feel like on the outside there seems this strong couple, but on the inside there's cracks. I do feel like with William, he does love his family, and I do feel like it's on his shoulders. It's like it's on his shoulders here to fix the country with the parliament too. And I do feel like that there's like a mirror thing here or history repeating itself to do with William and his great grandfather. And I do feel like that he may be having to navigate sort of war issues or more war stuff kind of gathering up around the world. As I said before, Charlotte will be for the people. She's like a mini Queen Elizabeth II, and she will embrace her role that she will be leading into as she gets older. I just get this cheeky fun vibe from Louis. Yeah, but George, I'm not sure. As I said before with William and Kate, I feel like that they are locked into this. I do feel like Kate's very stubborn. I really don't feel like she really enjoys or she doesn't want to do her role. And I feel like she wants to explore different avenues or what she can possibly do. I do feel like she can be a little bit negative, and that also fits into the Capricorn. Capricorn, I've got a Capricorn moon myself, so it's about sort of straight shooter, telling it as it is. I do feel like she loves her children, even though her Mars is in a Libra. I do feel like she can have a bit of a temper, especially when things are not fair. I just feel like she can be a little bit argumentative and can have a little bit of a temper with her. Just checking when that Pluto is. It's in that third house. She can be quite expressive. I do feel like that it is time for change with them. I can't read my writing. I've got here that she does want to do more. Oh, she does want to do more with her life, is what I've got written down here. I've written down before a thing of what I'm just getting intuitively. So with William, I'm getting here, I've got that he's not happy with Charles, and there's still this not forgiveness about what to do with his mother, with Charles as well. I do feel like once he's in, Camilla is going to be out, and I feel like having to sort of pack her bags and be out. Again, a lot of mess. I keep on seeing a lot of mess he's going to have to fix up. And I do feel like people will be more happy with him. As I said before, there's going to be a lot of war stuff that's going to be coming in that he's going to have to lead the country through. And I do feel like he's ready for the role as well. I feel like he's been prepared for it, even back with the Queen. And I do feel like it's going to be like a new when he gets in, like a new royal, the new like a young royal here. Like it's going to be like out with the old, in with the new. But I do feel like he's going to look towards Anne to help him to navigate through what he has to do. And it even could be that he even like works with Anne as well. So that's what I feel like with William. Let me know if you want me to go more in detail with the kids, and that will be a separate video because I've waited this video already. It's probably going to be a bit too long. But thank you for your likes, shares, and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.